Hello again, everyone. So I'm back with my die cut word thanks that I did in the previous video. So do take a look at that to see how I did it. I have got my letters for the word thanks on post-it notes to get them in the correct position. And I've chosen this long DL card for my thank you card. So here's my panel. This is cut from a sheet of A4. It was like that. So 2/3 of it made the card. The last third was cut with a rectangular die to fit as my front panel. So on that front panel, I want it to say, thanks so very much. And the so very much are from this Greetery set. There it says so very much. So I've got a few tips. I'm in hack mood today, giving you tips for doing lots of things. So today I want to show you how you can stamp and die cut some of these little, they're sort of suffixes really for happy and thank you. It says for you, so very much, to say hello, dear friend, what blah de blah. So I'm going to show you. Here is the die for so very much, and lots of these dies look really similar. So I've just scrawled on the back what it actually says. Likewise, I have made a jig to cut them out, and I have written what each one says, because they just look like squiggles. It took me quite a while to do, but this saves so much time you would not believe. But I'll come to that in a moment. Okay, so it's going to say thanks so very much. And this is also from the Greetery, which is a flying creature. Not sure if it's a butterfly or a moth, but we won't argue. I cut the letters from this piece of brusho background, done with spray starch and cling wrap. And I have the letters stuck backwards that I aligned on my magic mat, ready to be stuck on the card. So I can actually see the letters through, so I know where I would kind of like them to go. So I'm thinking thanks, and I've cut this panel out, which way? So very much, it goes that way. I want to make sure there's room for that there, so I can just sort of, oh no, it's got to go in this corner here. Okay, right, I've vaguely got my positioning organised, so I'm going to glue these letters now. Okay, so here we go, all the way around. Quite enjoyed doing this morning, actually. A bit of fun. Right, I have my glue on there. So, thinking about that positioning that I just did, it's going to go there. So, just add a little bit of pressure evenly all over. And to take off the post-it notes. Oops. Perhaps I should have left it just to... There we go. Thanks. So that's all aligned nicely. So now I want to stamp so very much. And I want to stamp it onto here. You can either stamp and try and die cut round it, or die cut and stamp onto it. And stamping onto it is really simple if you use a jig like I just began to show you a moment ago. Let's move this card out of the way. So here's my Misty. Into my Misty, I have put this jig. This is just all the stamps and dies in this set have, you know, they match each other. So I put all of the die cuts into there and just cut them out all at once. Then I wrote on what each one says, because it is kind of tricky to see. So what I'm going to do is this. I've got a sticky mat in here as well. I don't really need that this time. I could do it without it if you like. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll leave it in. It really makes no difference for this particular technique. So now what I've got to do is find So Very Much of my stamp set, and I'm going to position it, oh, it's upside down, it does help if it's the right way up, into this gap. And I'm going to make sure it's right into the corner. That looks kind of, oops, moved it. Does help if you just keep your big fat fingers out of the way, Christine. I think that'll do. So now I'm going to pick that up with the lid. There we go. Next thing I'm going to do is to put this, I've die cut it out of the card that I'm going to put on there, So Very Much, and I'm going to put this into that gap right there. Okay, now I'm going to ink up my stamp. Now, do I want it in black or blue, or what do I want? I think I'll just do it in black. We'll see. Thanks so very much. So now I am going to stamp it. Let's see if we're okay. Looks pretty good to me. So there we have our word stamped onto, or words stamped onto our die cut. Just give this a quick wipe. And of course you can do multiples this way. Cut out a whole bunch, and if you've got, you know, the cards that you want to make lots of for Christmas or whatever, you can just keep putting new ones in. Okay, so I've got my thanks, I've got my So Very Much. That can go there. Looks quite nice, doesn't it? Now I thought we'd have a little butterfly on here just as a little touch of decoration. So this one cuts out both pieces at the same time. Oftentimes, if I have butterflies that have a more solid piece and a filigree piece, I cut them from separate things, one maybe plain and the other one patterned. But we'll see how we go with this. What I thought I would do, just to get an idea of which ones are going to be where, I often cut out just the outline of the shape to see what the pattern of the card will be in the gap. So let's just take a look at this. It's not going to work absolutely because it's, let's just see. I'll get those out. I can always use a cut two, one plain and one coloured, can't I? Right, I cut this off so I can move it over. I can see, because they're going to be cut together, if I do it kind of there, this one is bluer and that one is more turquoise. That one is light and this one is a bit darker. What can we do here? We could have the top one bluish and the bottom one more greeny, couldn't we? Do you see? What shall we do? Which one shall we have? Perhaps there, like that. Now, I don't know whether this will cut through properly with the card still in place. What I could do is, let's get a bit of low-tack tape. Use a kind of a hingey thing. That's in place, so lift that lift this out of the way, put that down, and it's in the right place, isn't it? Okay, let's have a go. See what our two bits come out. I am thinking to myself, will I need to use a little bit of maybe gilding wax or something just to define the two bits a little more? We will see. There we go. That's quite nice though, isn't it? If those bits can come out, that will add a bit more into. Oh, does it? Oh no, it doesn't come out. They are just embossed. It's a nice contrast, isn't it? I think that's quite cool. And we do have this little body bit. Oh, that's quite nice, because that's the blue. Let me just stick these together. They're nice. Okay. I was wondering about gilding wax, but I don't think I need to bother, in fact. Okay. Let's put this on first. I might put some jewels on there maybe instead. And a little bit on here. That's pretty. There we go. I wonder what... It's very clean and simple, isn't it? Maybe do something else. I'm not sure. But there we go. Very much. There. And this one, I think, there. I think we'll pop it on with a glue dot. I'm just wondering about, I think I am going to go with a little gilding wax. And I fancy a drop of silver. Get an applicator. This is a little eyeshadow. I think we might put a little jewel or something into this as well somewhere. Just a tiddler. Okay. Okay. And glue dot. A bit too big. Let's have one of these. Okay. And we'll pop this onto foam tape. And we're done. This foam tape is just the best stuff out. Absolutely love it. So we have made our thanks with individual letters. We've got them marked in a beautiful straight line without any fuss, without any anxiety. So do check out the previous video if you're not sure about placement of letters, and I hope it takes a lot of stress out of adding messages to your cards. Right, here we go. Let's try and get this in position. Just look what I'm doing. There we go. Thanks so very much. What I could have done, instead of putting these flat to the card, of course, would have been to add some bits of my foam tape behind that as well. So there we go. Thanks so very much, and thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.